Welcome, everyone. We are back for another very special episode today. We got the man, the myth, Benjamin Rolle in the building, known as Ben CB. Ben, how are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I hope you guys are well. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's great to have you. This is, of course, the first episode of the new year. Happy New Year to everyone out there. Hope you're enjoying the start to your year. This is a very special episode. Of course, some big names, big prizes, and as always, Super Millions doesn't disappoint as you take a look at the leaderboard. This guy's come out of nowhere. He was our guest last week. We've had the number 1 and 2 guests the prior 2 weeks on the show. Benjamin Rolle, also a very regular player on the GG Millions. As you can see, about $1 million in the purse today. I think a few people are out partying, Ben. Not everyone was playing Sunday for this tournament, but again, very healthy prize pool. The prestigious event here, of course, almost $250,000 to first, and 9 out of 98 entrants remain, as we will get to see some familiar faces. I'm sure you know a lot of these guys. And Roman, a very tough player. Pretty sure you know him well, who was also a guest recently on the show. Little booth magic. I did tell him that is likely what happens, not a guarantee, but he is your chip leader today with 4 final tables in the GG Million, looking for another win. He has won an event before. And Artur Mortarizian, also in the table, very dangerous, who has won, I think, 6 times. At least he has won that. I think we might be missing the season 1 stats on him as well, but he has won a lot, and I think you're very familiar with those players. Anyone else stand out for you, Ben? Any other players you know or have battled with a lot here?
I think that Thomas is probably gonna be he has not been around forever, but I think especially the last year he started playing more 10Ks, and I think he appeared on the final table quite often as well. So I would expect him to do quite well. And yeah, he's gonna be an interesting player to watch. The others, I think Promo King sounds familiar. The others, yeah. I mean, interesting 4 there with A7 off, but yeah, with the 3 big blind shorty there. Everyone is now interesting open there. Ace-9 off. He's not afraid.
Yeah, definitely under the gun, a little bit light going into Artur's big blind and some other very tough opponents. Of course, a lot of possible hands to wake up behind, as he is going to look like he's got a pretty clear path here. Not too many strong holdings in this spot. And Ben, what do you think with regards to tables? I was curious on this because when you do play some of the higher stakes tournaments, I think I've asked this a few times, like, have you any thoughts for this year, adjustments in your game from online, whether number of tables or scheduling or days of the week you're going to play? How are you going to approach your online poker schedule this year?
I'm just basically going to continue as I used to, playing Sundays. And yeah, don't want to have that much time, with Raise Your Edge and creating the content and everything else is happening with the Send Club. It's like 2 full-time jobs. So just sometimes I miss it a little bit, to just wake up, go to the computer, grind. It's very, you have one task of the day, and if you run 2 business, just like 30 different tasks every day, and then sometimes some other stuff come up and you can plan some things, but I do enjoy it. It's a bit more chaotic, it's a bit more unpredictable, and you need to adjust and you need to just see what's happening, and sometimes not in your control, but definitely takes up a lot of my time.
For sure.
Spot here with the pocket 8s. Yeah, don't blame him for folding. I mean, it's not so much about Roman here. He's gonna be had, but you jam into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other players uncapped ranges, and they're gonna be calling like Jacks plus, Ace King plus, and then it's just like maybe even 10s plus. So for each position, you have a 3, 4, 5% likelihood of someone waking up with a hand. It just makes it so, so dangerous.
A little bit cuffed there. Yeah, has to get out of the way. Don't blame him for folding either. We are going to go for a couple giveaways today. Of course, we'll have Ben select some players, and myself will do a snake draft, give you guys the $50 or $100 giveaway, and also the hands up promo, which is going to be the guessing the specific winning hand. That's hard to do. We know it's not easy. Someone has done it before. It is a progressive jackpot. Give you guys a chance to guess that as well, as we see a blind on blind situation unfolding between 2 of let's see, is that actually the 1 and 2 big stack? But before we do keep analyzing hands, Ben, I'll let you choose red or black for the next flop. Who what do you got? And then we can do our draft that way.
For the next flop?
Yeah, that'll get to, you can either choose then first pick or second and third pick. That's what you get to choose. So that's you get to choose the color for our wager between me and you for a dinner.
All three, or just one suit that might appear?
Well, whichever is more of red or black. It's just you get to choose. Yeah.
Just red or black?
Yeah.
I go for black.
Black. Okay. So I got red. That'll be our first thing we're going to handle here today. Hope everyone's enjoying. Let us know where you're watching from. I am actually in Cabo. I have my most exciting stream of all time in this exact location. So I got some memories here from 2017, and Ben also now streams on Twitch. And you said you're not doing that as much though, right? When you do play on a session, will you stream every time or most of the time currently?
Yeah, I've been streaming every time. Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
I think one session I didn't stream that I put in the Channel Masterclass, but apart from that, I've been always streaming.
Very cool. Yeah. Make sure you get, where can they follow? What is it? Give them the tag. Where can I get you on Twitch?
Twitch.tv/raiseyouredge.
There it is. There it is. And we see a little bit of a light 3-bet here. The ace 3 off. Again, the sizing we've noticed has shifted. People 3-betting a lot smaller. Jack 10 off, going to peel, going to open and peel. He is out of position, going to whiff this flop, and Promo King flops. Ace high has the best hand, also has a wheel draw with it. But this player is showing he's not afraid. Opening ace 9 off under the gun, opening and peeling 3-bets with Jack 10 off, and then just comes on out and fires. Ben, look at this guy. I mean, this man is not afraid. The Cypress flag, rocking it. And it is a red flop, correct? So I will get the flop. I'm going to start. Yeah. I'll choose Roman, and then let you think about your second and third pick here as we go ahead and see what happens. A little bit of a weird spot with the ace 3. I mean, this is very, very peculiar hand.
Yeah, I mean, this line doesn't make any sense at all with any value hand. Like, if you hit a monster, you want to track, let him blast it off. I think Promo King just here, you just jam. Like, I mean, the thing is, like, what is he bluffing, right? But like, pocket eights maybe, or like an ace 7 suited makes sense. But even against that, we have pretty decent equity. There's 600K in the middle. He invests 460K to win 629 with the equity he has. If called, wow. I mean, the thing is also they probably both have some history. They've been playing final 2 tables, final table. So I would really expect, or I think Roman is probably going to 3-bet this, and then Jack Chan jams. And I think this will make it easier for Thomas, because if Roman now 3-bets a Jack, if Roman folds a Jack 3-bets, then it's going to be really difficult for Thomas. Wow, actually flat. Okay, so he flats it. I would have expected, I like the flat, both flatted 3-bet. I would have put my money on him. And now, wow, pretty fast jam. Like, good fold there. Good fold. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't think too long of it.
Shorty. Huh?
For sure. Yeah. Got to not have to make such a tough decision as it played out, as we will. Yeah, go ahead. You get second and third pick. I think I know who you're going to pick. You gotta click
Thomas is my second pick. And Promo King is going to be my third pick.
Okay, going with chips. I don't blame you. I am going to disregard a bit of the chips and go with Arthur. He's just got such an impressive record. He also just had such a strong close to the year with the live showing in Vegas, as well as doing well. I think he won his bracelet. I think he just won a bracelet too in the flip and go in the Bahamas as well. So he's in good form and has one of the more impressive records here. So I'll take Arthur for my next pick.
Not a bad pick. And then I pick Sota 61 next. I'm going to pick him. I'm going to pick him.
You go.
It's a bit out of line, but I like this kind of style. And yeah, of course, someone just said I picked Thomas because he has a very good looking profile picture. So obviously going for that. But yeah, then my next pick is going to be Sota 61.
All right. And then I will take, I believe it's AMT 10. He's got about 1 million right now. So that'll be, I believe, rocking the Thailand flag, if I'm not mistaken. And he has got 1 million. So you are, I think 2 players remain.
Yeah, I go with AM T10. And then I do have the next as well, or?
No, it's just we alternate. You got okay. So then I will get. Man, I can't. I'm having a. It's a bit hard
I
to
think it's
see.
Gergerly left and GS 2022.
Yeah, I'll take Gergely. I got the respect for the Austrian flag. Also got some more chips, and then I think you're stuck with the very short stack. But you got I think one extra player, and good luck to you. So it'll be 50. We'll do a dinner wager, and if one of your players win, the audience gets 50 tournament or 50 cash GG dollars. If one of my players win, they get 100 GG tournament dollars. So audience is in for a sweat. Also have a tweet on my Jeff Gross poker pinned. If you guys want to get involved in that, that's 50 cash. So we got 3 active giveaways today. The hands up on YouTube as well to kick off the new year. And again, wishing everyone an amazing new year. Hope you have your best year yet. This is I know a fun time of year, Ben, to kind of clear off, reset, get some new goals in order, and have a big year. What do you have any set plans for live or anything that's on your radar coming up, or you're just basically focused on your businesses and sticking around in one spot?
Yeah, I'm gonna go from month to month. I mean, of course, here and there are some things planned. Visiting you is one of them.
Ready
And
for you, brother.
apart from that, it's 1 second. My cable just disconnected, so I want to make sure my. Apart from that, going from month to month and see what's happening. Just really hard to plan things, So, and we also just recently moved to Sofia, so.
Pretty interesting. GS got the shove through there for a very small shove and does pick it up. No one had really a calling hand. The big blind got out of the way there too. So a good spot as Arthur going to show us how he's going to maneuver off a little bit shorter stack. Still plenty of chips here. And our friend from Cyprus with King 10 is going to believe flat the open, King 10 off. So Arthur with the best hand at the moment is going to be out of position. And then Roman here, who is thinking ace deuce off, not really a great hand to complete or to call and go 3-way out of position. Maybe he's thinking about an aggressive maneuver
Yeah,
here.
I think knowing that Arthur still likes to I think actually it's an excellent squeezing spot against both of these player profiles. Sota already showed that he likes to VPip a lot, and like even the ace deuce offs like very good against Sotas, King 10 offs, Jack 10 offs, these kind of hands. So it just very tricky. Like I'm surprised now he flats the Jack 10 off earlier. Now he folds King 10 off where he's positioned. The squeeze was not so big. So it seems like Sota is a bit of like a field player, Of course he is doing some plays that are not theoretically correct, but on final tables, they quickly can become quite good if your opponents are too tight, too passive. The Jack 10 off down, if Promo King folds an overcard and a gut shot there, which should never happen. Like if you would put this in a solver, you would always go with it. You would call, you would just rip it in. So I'm very surprised to see that. Now, Promo King, yeah, probably thinking. So I really like this spot with ace deuce off. I think it's a spot where even a King 5 off is pretty reasonable. All these kind of hands, just because the way both play these spots, just they're going to be way too loose. And then you want to punish this.
Yeah. Well, this is where we get to see a confrontation. The 2 big stacks right now both connect very well on the board. King 8-3 rainbow, King 10 sits decent, and ace 8, it's got middle pair top kick. Let's see if he's going to keep betting. He's going to feel decent about his position. Of course, he doesn't want to get out of line, right? Doesn't want to get in a bad spot versus Roman here, who is now going to have the lead in the hand. Let's see what he does sizing wise. Maybe where do you think he's going to go up here? King 10 kind of.
Yeah, I like a bit of a bigger bet, because if Arthur has something like Queen 10 and clubs, it's going to be really difficult against the bigger sizing, so you protect. And I think that also Roman is going to continue with hands like ace jack spades, ace 10 spades, ace queen diamonds. You know, there's a lot of hands he might flat because they're playing both relatively deep. So yeah, and if you bet 1/3, you know, he's gonna be floating a lot of hands like Jack 10 clubs, Queen Jack clubs, Queen Jack spades. So even though you have second pair, I kind of like betting a little bigger here. Roman has an easy call. I also like the check. I think under the river plays very standard. And I think now we just have to call. Don't like this sizing, to be honest. I think it's like Promo King has down to King 6, King 7, all these hands he's not raising. And he would also bet half pot. I think this is way too small of a sizing. I think Promo King got very lucky that Roman bets way too small there.
Yeah, looking at our champions for GGMillion, there's 7 wins for Arthur, who is, I mean, I believe that is the most. Nicholas, I think, has 6. He has 7. He's also 2 for 2 so far at his previous final tables, winning in this season. So, man, just gets it done. He is in great form. And then Thomas, who is rocking your avatar, your picture, he has won 1, and Roman has won 1. So those are the only 3 players that have taken home hardware in this GGMillion. Let's see if we can have a new winner, or we'll have a repeat today, as it is, you know, it's anyone's game. We're still 9-handed. The blinds are still relatively low. You can see 12.5, 25K, still plenty of play, even 20 blinds for a lot of the shorter stacks right now, as Arthur will open. Where do you think, what would have been the cutoff for Arthur to play back or to continue with that squeeze from Roman? What do you think he's doing with ace 10 suited? You know, with
I think Arthur is someone who can also sense it very well. If there's a spot where he understands that, oh, I'm going to be opening wide, I know that my opponent is flatting really wide, and good racks are going to pick up on that. And therefore, I think if Arthur has something like King Jack suited, he would jam it in. If he has something like King 10 suited, feel very confident he would be jamming it quite often. If he has an ace 5 suited, I think he folds the off-suited combos, because just in case he is wrong, they just do so poorly. But the suited ace can always crack kings, queens, jacks easily. So yeah, I think if he has a suited ace, he goes for that.
Yep. And then we saw Sota go for another light open, got 3-bet this time with a real hand. Ace King woke up behind. So, you know, he's playing. He's getting his VPIP up. He's playing a lot of hands, and he is still with a medium stack compared to the field. Some much shorter stacks, though, as GS is sitting on that 230K stack. But again, not as many entrants today. Probably a function of the new year. New Year's Eve was Sunday, and a little less chips in play today, as the blinds also are only at 1530 now they're up to. So plenty of play today. How often are you playing the Super Million, the GGMillion? How often are you playing that tournament?
Every time I play Sundays, I'm playing it. I probably played I don't know, 5-6 sessions the last 2-3 months, and I think I final tabled it 2 or 3 times, and I final table bubbled it once, but I didn't really manage to get top 5. I think I busted rather early the final tables, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, hey, Booth Magic coming in, get you right on track for the new year. That's how it works. Roman capitalized on that recently, and Arthur, who is going to get met with a 3-bet. King Queen definitely in the 4-bet jam category candidates, and Promo King gonna be giving up those chips. But yeah, just something about Arthur. He just seems to have the right timing. This guy just knows what to do, and almost every, it feels like in every spot, and he is really, I've been impressed. And of course, we see how many times he's won this event. Someone I think you could regard as one of the top players in the world right now, pretty confidently across the board, seems to do it live and online, just has tremendous success. How familiar are you with Archer's game? You play with him, I'm sure, a fair amount on here. And some of
the I mean, he understands that in this spot, if you have off-suited King X hands and all that kind of stuff, it's just like your frequencies are just getting sort of line. There's so much dead money in the middle, you can just like comfortably jam, and it's super profitable. So he's very fearless in these spots, which is always difficult to play against. So you have to pick your spots very wisely.
Yeah, just Gets one of those cards, a 10 and ace, going to be continuing the story. Obviously, a king or queen would improve, but he does shed the bottom pair from Roman, who couldn't hang on to the second barrel. And Arthur now chipping up 900,000, making his way to a very healthy position as Promo King been active, going to get a real hand on the button ace king. Romo King got a good stack. Tough seat though. Roman on his direct left, some other chips there too, two to his left. So all in all, happy to be where he's at, but could have a little better draw. What do you think about the table draws for the final tables on GG? Are you a fan of how they do this seating?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, to be honest. It also that and I think this is something nobody takes into consideration. At least I haven't really noticed it. So when you play the final table bubble, you do have an incentive to collect some chips because choosing your seat is super valuable. But of course, no solver can consider it. But however, you need to factor in that you being able to, I don't know, if you get a spot and you get your jam through or a bluff and it puts you from 7th into 3rd place, it's quite valuable.
Right.
Or potentially even the chip lead. Like whatever spot you're in, if it's marginal, and if you add the extra value, I mean, it really depends how many chips you can gain. If it doesn't change your position at all, then yeah, screw it. But if you can go from 8th to 4th or 5th to 2nd or something like that, it's super valuable.
Well, speaking of value, we got a set. So fours decides to just call pre. Could have jammed. Probably would have worked, but it's just going to call now. Does hit the set, bottom set on the monotone heart flop, and loses to a few extra hands. Now it does check it over in fives. I mean, on this particular board with this hand, can't probably think it has a winner. Let's see if Promo King gets aggressive here. And a set though, got to feel pretty good still as played too. Check back on the turn. And couldn't get a bet, likely. See a check call here, yeah. And a nice pot for Jack Chan. Going to be up to about $1 million. So played it pretty slow.
I like it a lot to check on the river. He's going to have lots of bluffs, so well played.
Yeah, nicely done. $1 million exactly as Arthur gets ace queen. Going to go ahead and open it up. Doesn't have much to contend with behind, and Arthur really getting going here now. I mean, he is also very healthy. A couple of the short stacks, very short. No Brazil representation, maybe partying hard Brazil, but generally we see Brazil represented here at the final table. Austria as well does have a couple flags, which is standard. Would you say Austria, Germany? I mean, the powerhouse rankings in sight in the quality of player, I just feel like they get the nod. I mean, you're going to be a little biased, but what other countries do you feel like you've noticed you've been seeing more of or that have gotten stronger? Do you have any bias? Do you notice anything really? Like just seeing more consistent results from? Anything stand out?
It's really hard to say because even if you compare Brazil to Germany just, I would believe, has way less poker players in total. So if you want to really evaluate the best, the strongest country, you probably have to take, let's say, if you have 1 million poker players and the highest fraction of winning players per poker playing person. So let's say if Germany has 10 million poker players, but 9 million, or 10 million is a bit, let's say 1 million. 1 million people play poker in Germany. And you have 9.9 million, 800,000, whatever, complete donks in full weights, but you have 20,000 excellent poker players, and you have 100, 200 world elite poker players that represent Germany. I wouldn't consider us a great poker nation, to be honest, right? But maybe a country like Sweden, where you have only 100,000 poker players, but 50,000 are winning, that's pretty insane, So, and of course, this data doesn't exist, at least to my knowledge. But so it's more like based off a feeling, based on the top poker players. But you only see the top poker players. You never really know what comes next. You know, what's the strength of the average poker player from those countries. So of course you see a lot of Brazilians up there. You probably see a lot of Russians that now live in different countries where you don't really see a Russian flag. It's maybe a different kind of flag. I think is Arthur Russian? I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe so as well. Right? So, and then the Swedes are really good, but of course, a smaller country. I think Eastern Europeans are pretty good. I mean, you have a lot of like really strong players, even though they probably don't have as many poker players as in other countries, whether it's Mikita, Fish 2013, True Teller. You have a lot of like these really, really good poker players that are just not so, at least for True Tellers, probably a lot less known than, let's say, a Danny Negreanu. So a lot of from the Eastern European countries, I would say you have very, very strong, just lesser known poker players that crush all sorts of different formats.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Oh, we got a disconnect here as ace-10. Sota going to open up again a little bit on the wider side, and a nice flop there with the king-jack of diamonds. Going to get top pair king kicker, and ace-10 with no heart. Not much going on. Just going to come out with a large wager, and king-jack suited going to waste no time, and Sota not going to be able to contend with that.
What do you believe? Which countries, from your own experience, are?
I mean, I'd say Brazil's tremendously improved. I just feel like they're like the quality and just like you're mentioning about the size and the amount of players. I feel like there's like as a whole it's just gotten better, and then there's a lot of them, and it's been growing. So I would say they're strong, but I do feel Austria, like, which is a compromise of a lot of Germans, right? Because a lot of different Germans have moved there.
Yeah, it's a lot of Germans that have moved there. So
right. So I don't know. I kind of put them in a bucket as the same country for poker. Like, that's how I look at it, because I just feel like it's hard to, when I see an Austrian flag, I assume it may be just a German player that's moved there. But I don't know. I mean, that region, very strong, very, very tough. Those are definitely, that's how I've always perceived that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really, I see on here, right? I see the GGMillion every week, but I'm not like playing every week, grinding the online schedule. So I can't really give it too good of a analysis. That's why I like to ask guests and people that have played more recently if they notice any trends, as Roman trying to figure this out, although he would be stepping completely into it.
Yeah,
he is drawing.
Man, like, this is also, I know, and I don't blame him for calling, but this is probably a spot, if I would review, if you think about what is he betting, right? He does have some ace kings in his flatting range because the button is so short. So then you run into some ace kings, you run into sets, you run into king queens, which just you have very little equity against. Your jack is, oh wow, yeah, he doesn't put him on ace king. I don't like that. Jack, let him blast it off. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, Roman never really, and this is a league I see from many players that play a big final table, and this is just purely being afraid, purely being scared. If he would know what is the right play and he does the opposite, it's just some fear, anxiety of, I don't want to see a flush on the river. Like, Roman probably on this board is not even raising two pairs because Jack can have straights, he can have maybe the occasional king 9, 9-8 suited. So Roman is either raising a combo draw that you have 100% equity against anyway, right?
Yeah.
So what's the point of jamming there on the turn? You just push him out. And he's never doing it with a flush draw because, as we can see, it's a pretty connected board. So of course Jack is going to have some jams like sets or weaker straights, but with a top straight, probably not. And then Roman is raise folding a flush draw where he gets a good price to call, and he folds just a massive amount of equity. So bit of a misstep there, I would say, from Roman. He thought maybe Jack is betting an ace jack, ace 10, like for free showdown. I can see his reasoning there. I would have just liked seeing Jack just to call, and then I would have been curious if Roman finds the trigger there after Jack calls the turn.
Well,
Oh,
I'll
we
tell you
got an
what,
all in.
we are going to lose a player. There is the aces. The first time I believe we've seen them today. Going to get our short stack removed. We're down to 8-handed, and we have a 30K big blind currently, so plenty of chips now. No one super short. 20 blinds, roughly. Few players sort of in that territory, but a lot of play here. Jack's getting some good hands, and wow, we might just see. We're going to see 5 here likely again. Jack's versus Sota's
Sota's
rip.
my pick, right? And Jack was your pick?
Yes, you definitely have Sota. Let me think. I got Roman. I have Gurgule, Artur. Actually, you might have Jack Chan because I have.
No, I think I have Titan, Promo King, Sota, and Thomas.
Well, we're about to see here what's going to happen. Sota, who's been an exciting player, going to have to hit the ace or king or some runners, and he does find it on the turn, going to jump big time into the lead. If Jack can find lightning in a bottle, not going to do it. It is going to be no knockout, still 8-handed, and now chips distributed a little more equally even. So I actually am not sure if you have Jack. So I'm thinking that I have Roman, I have AM then.
Oh, you have Aim Denon? I thought I had him.
Yeah, I have him. I definitely have him.
Then.
Yeah, and I have Artur and Gurgle. So I think you do have. I think you do have him. Yeah, you took Jack Chan. All right, so yeah, we got a pretty even match going on here. And audience at home, hope you're enjoying. We are again going to be playing down to a winner. This is the first of the year for the GG Million, episode number 35. Benjamin Raleigh joins us. If you have a good holiday, Ben, you get to relax a little, or just with the 2 businesses, it's hard to really relax?
No, I saw my family, spent some time with friends. So it was great.
Very nice. Very, very nice. We are going to be having an exciting year, that's for sure. There's a lot happening right now in poker and in the poker world, esports, gaming. It is a fun time, I'd say. The numbers are up. There's been a lot of mostly positive things in poker. Of course, there's always, so poker always seems like one of those couple steps forward, steps back, kind of things where things happen. But right now, I know that it's in a very good place, and it's exciting. It's exciting to see the game grow, and hopefully that keeps happening.
I'm curious what's going to happen here. If Roman decides to 3-bet or just to call. If he 3-bets, I can see Pomo. Nah, he picks the call. I think Pomo would have probably done something with his hand, whether to 4-bet jam or Jack might come along and jam. I don't think it's bad either. I think that's a fine play. Decides to call, played safe. I prefer the jammy, to be honest, even though he would have run into 10s, but Roman is gonna flat king 10 suited, king queen off, 7-8 suited, a lot of hands that have lots of equity. Omo might go for a delay bet.
Yeah, 232 in the middle. Does decide to check. Roman's still in the lead. Not the most inviting board, although only 1 overcard, 10s, multi-way pot. He is in position. Realizing the pros and cons to check, maybe give the diamonds or some Jack Chan with a pretty wide range there in the big blind could give him
it up. Interesting.
cards. Does bet, take it down. 2.6 million. Some suited hands here. Ace-3 suited for Roman. Chip lead, gonna open. Couple suited hands behind. A king-5 suited. Passes.
Yeah, I think we still want to play the king-5 suited. Is also something we discovered in our ICM studying, that as one of the bigger stacks, if you have position on the big stack and he opens some cutoff hijack where his range is going to be really wide, that you get to flat pretty wide as well, because it's still, you have 60 bigs, you play in position, you play against a very wide range. He's going to open queen deuce suited, he's going to open king 8 off, he's going to open 7-5 suited, he's going to open jack 5 suited, and king 5 suited does pretty well overall. So I would probably look for a 3-bet here in the spot with king 5 suited, which I think is pretty good. And and then start flatting some like king 7, king 8 suited against the cutoff here in the spot. Might be a bit too wide, but I've seen ridiculous folds in these spots. Just, it's like, oh, I'm second at chips, I have to play tight. No, you actually play pretty loose against the chip leader in these spots.
Yeah, well, 10-7 suited, going to take that down. Ace-3 suited did not get any part of that, as we see a couple of pairs in late position, 9s, and the big blind has 7. So this could get tricky for Gurgle, as he is sub 20 blinds on a cutoff open. I mean, 7's pretty good looking hand for this spot. Wouldn't be the case.
Absolutely, yeah. I would be very happy to get it in, to be honest.
And he is going to do that. 9s does not think long, as it does have very strong position here, and it is in good shape if it can hold to the river now, and a 7, or we will be 7-handed. And it is a 4 of hearts. That will be a knockout. 7 left. That was my pick on pick crime there, but so that's all right. Chips consolidate, 7 left. And those at home watching, again, want to invite you for the hands up. You guys have an opportunity to guess the exact hand that will win the tournament today. That is a link in the YouTube chat for hands up. And if you get that right, you hit the progressive jackpot, whatever that prize is at the moment. It keeps going up weekly until someone hits. So you need the exact suit: 7 of hearts, 7 of spades, king of hearts, king of diamonds, whatever it might be. Put your guesses in. Good luck to you. And then, of course, for Ben and I, as we said, we have a dinner bet, and you guys are in on that for his players and mine, either $50 or $100 if my players win. So you have that sweat. And then on Jeff Gross Poker, I'm actually on my laptop, not gonna be able to too much to do to copy paste, put the links up. But if you just want to go to my Twitter, Ben, if you get a chance to retweet that as well, that would be great. We are live with Benjamin Rolle from Raise Your Edge, the creator, CEO, founder, whatever you want to call it. He does it all. He is with us today, and we are going to be giving away a $50 cash giveaway for that as well. So good luck. Can you hear that in the background? Is there some noise in the background there, Ben, for me? Or no?
No, maybe it's me. I don't know.
I think it's me. I just don't know if you can hear it. It's in the distance, some vacuuming. But all right. Anyway, at home, everyone, again, I'm glad. I'm very, very thankful you guys are here. And we are going to have ourselves an amazing show, as we will play to a winner today. We've seen some interesting plays already. And I think that's something that, Ben, you would say that is true. Poker it's interesting when you can play so often and you get surprised still. Like, there's times where I'll watch the show, I'm just like, man, there's some crazy stuff going on. People are playing wild, and that's what makes it fun. I don't think there's one exact style of play, and that people are, always trying to play their best, but there's still a lot of deviations. And again, make exploits based on your opponent's situations. There's so many unique situations in poker with the cards, and part of the reason why we love the game so much, as Ace-8 is speeding here, and Ace-Queen has the best hand if it's able to hang on.
Yeah, it looks punty, but he also risked 180K to win what was the pot? 420 or something? And the thing is, like, if he sits on ace deuce, if he sits on queen 10 clubs, just so many hands that auto fold. I mean, even ace queen with a queen of diamonds is not loving life. And it's a spot where you have to be really careful, because the big blind does have a bunch of 7x. So really nice float there, nice bet to take it down. Of course, he started to turn his hand into a bluff with ace queen. So great execution, like it. Check back is fine. Well, just sometimes when then Promo King starts bluffing into you, can get quite dicey.
Artur now was chipped up to 900,000. Blinds have gone up. He's also had to get off of a few pots that he's opened and gotten resistances. Here he is ace queen for the min raise closing. This is something I've seen a lot tighter to defending, a lot more folding. But here, king deuce off, also a possible selection to make a 3-bet pre-flop. But he does flatten ace queen now. See how Artur does check back. Ace queen high in the lead still.
Yeah.
And king deuce decides, hey, this board sort of favors me more. I get to have things here that are going to be tough to continue for Artur, although he does bet small, get called. Ace queen. Artur's got no club, really nothing going here other than ace queen high. Let's see if we'll see a bluff or not. Does check, and now
I mean,
Archer.
that's literally the best card on the river for his range. And yeah, I mean, if you step this turn and you get such a good card for your range, that was a bit weak. That was a bit passive. The thing is, on the turn where you have no business of betting to start betting, and when on the river you actually have business of betting to start checking. If you get such a good card for your range, you know, you have the deuce and clubs, so you block ace deuce and clubs, which is not bad. And Arthur is still going to call against this small turn lead, all ace queens, all ace kings, maybe even some king queens, ace jacks, ace tens, some bottom pairs with what was it, like ace four suited. So yeah, that was a bit.
Yeah, I would like to see a bet there on the river as well, but of course we see the cards face up.
Bluff the river.
Always a little biased. Ace 7 suited, ace 8 suited, Jack Chin. Gonna just check fold here. Gets a flop. He actually does get out flopped on. Big hand in the big blind. I mean, a pretty good hand to peel there. Just misses and gets out of the way. As Sota, we've seen him be much more aggressive with worse positioning than this. So now 7-handed, king 10 off, going to go ahead and open. And look at this, a little bit large. What's it, 3x he's going? 3x open, king 10 off.
Yeah.
Little old school, Ben. Little mix up sizings.
I like it.
3x open. He's kind of keeping people a little bit guessing what he's capable of.
Yeah.
All right, Roman 9-10. He's got the chip lead. He's got the license to go for it. And Jack Chan, ace 5 suited. This is those ones that everyone, really likes to kind of step out and be aggressive with. But Jack does pass there. And again, one of those things that are nice to understand and realize that usually the chip leader is the one when they open there. They are the widest. Going to be a wide range there. So maybe ace 5 suited would have been a good chance to make an aggressive move, but he does pass and still healthy, tied for the shortest stack with Archer at the moment. You can see the pay jumps. It's what starts moving from 7 to 6. Still takes a little bit to get going.
This is just so when you see this, like Arthur now needs to play quite loose. Because Jack is just way too tight. Like in this spot, ace 5 suited against the chip leader, you just all in. There's no immediate short stack. If he passes on these spots, or a small 3-bet fold would also be good. And this is something, by the way, I've been also focusing on lately, where if anyone is here that has access to paired, we've been adding a lot of these exploitative spots where we adjusted the ranges. So we basically added all sorts of different scenarios. The blinds are folding a bit too much, or you have a button that is too tight, and how does it impact your opening range, and how does it also impact your defending versus 3-bet range, because he's also going to be 3-betting less, right? And you get to see very accurate ranges for final tables, and that will help you to understand how to adjust against different player profiles. And the same versus too aggressive opponents, like we saw earlier, where the guy 3-bet king 8 off, right? We just give him a few more combos, a bit more frequency, kind of. And I think the money goes in here. I don't see.
Yeah. Arthur gonna have to make a decision. Has to realize that
here
probably.
I mean, promo coin could potentially even 3-bet call worse, like 7s and 6s, right? Because you're really deep with a big blind. So he's gonna 3-bet and he's not gonna just go all in. So it's 15 big blinds. So yeah, very well played by Arthur. I don't think anything he can do here. It's just unfortunate he's dead on the turn. And yeah.
Ace Queen gonna make it very, very announced with the 2-pair on the flop and turning the boat, which is gonna knock down Arthur, who will not win his 8th title. Pretty ridiculous for the GGMillion. As we got a mystery hand, Ben. Talk us through it. Ace Jack suited, under the gun, 6-handed.
Oh, I like that. That's interesting. Good open race. I guess AM Titan. So now, knowing that, interesting flop. How he played the king deuce earlier is a super important read. what does it say about this player profile? That he likes to stab, that he likes to, just like do random bets. So it's really hard to put him on a range. Oh, well, raises. So with that read, I could expect maybe he has some random raises here with like whatever. But the problem is like, if he has queen 10 and clubs and we don't hit our hand and then he just jams now the turn, I think I would just get it in with my nut flush draw. You're clearly the shortest stack. Unless you plan to stack it off. I mean, now we call again. It's like, now we're actually quite happy about this. And just call, see a free river. But then if we don't move to an ace or jack.
Chatting you, saying hello. I don't know if you saw that in the chat. Saying look cute today. I don't know how well do you know Thomas?
Yeah. We played a lot against each other. Insta jam. Yeah, I mean it's 6-7 as a potential bluff. Maybe something like queen 5 and hearts, or it's pocket eights.
Yeah, I mean this part that sucks here is you block the flush draw, right? You have the missed flush draw. You have a jack in your hand. I mean, I guess there's hands that you beat at. What's your
instinct? And then try to run it up. My guess would be pocket eights, pocket nine. How deep was he? I mean, pocket eights could be. I think nines just jams.
I mean, could have
like 5 and hearts, 6-7.
Could have.
What do you think?
I think that he has. I think he's got him beat here. Yeah, I think he has like. I just think he has him beat. I don't know.
What do you think?
I think he's gonna fold.
Yeah, it's better to have a king. Like the jack is really bad. I mean, he could also like randomly.
Wow.
Wow.
Jack 7 off, man. You were kind of right. Yeah, he sort of had a interesting one. That was, man, does fold.
That's why that's the problem with ICM is like, if you have a hand that is very profitable to jam on the flop, just do it. Especially with this read from earlier. That's why I said, like, if I know that this guy likes to do these random bets and random raises, just you got a flush draw, you have 40% against everything. If he has a king queen, almost flipping, you have fold equity, you're the shortest stack. The problem then though is the later you get to the turn and river, your calling range gets so narrow that it's so profitable for him to bluff, and you literally need like a really strong hand to call down. Like you get what was it, like 200k into 800k, and even if he has king 10, you probably can't call. If you have ace king, you can't call. Like aces, like it doesn't matter if you have ace jack or aces in this spot. It's like it's all the same.
And one of my favorite lessons from Razor Edge, the risk premium. His risk premium also.
He's
like he's got really nothing. Yeah, no one else is even close to his stack there. So I mean, now here we go. He gets okay. He's in a good spot, but ace queen, queen 7. Let's see if he can hold. Ooh, sweaty turn, Ben. Sweaty, of course. Got to be a little sweat. Start the new year. And it is going to be a double. So let's see. Maybe he spins it up. I mean, listen, he did get bluffed. He did get rid of the best hand. And now he is in a spot where he is super short still, but about 10 big blinds. So still some playability here. 7-8 suited, going to pass. Yeah, no one really short other than jacks. We are 6-handed, and we'll play to a winner. Ace-8, queen 10. Pretty interesting flop. Top pair 8 kicker versus a gut shot with a 10 high flush draw. So both players gonna feel moderately okay with this situation. Nice to be in position. Does check back, improves to the dead man's hand, aces and 8s. So queen 10. Wonder if they'll take this as an invite to start bluffing, but also realizing probably some showdown, right, for his opponent to check back. So he does check here. Ace-8 improved nicely. Maybe a big bet, realizing that the club is scary. and could kill his hand and not, or he's at does bet over half pot.
Yeah, this hand is really difficult to play. I think it's probably either raise or fold. I mean, you block some like ace 10 kind of hands. So if he has like ace in hearts, 10 in clubs, I don't hate folding. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of calling because there's some hands that he's bluffing with that we're behind against. So
Yeah. Yeah, very, very interesting spot though. The ace-8 does delay and get it done, and now ace-8 gonna shove. Didn't shove 7-8 suited last hand. Shoves the ace-8 off this hand for about 10 blinds. Picks it up. Jack Chan hanging in there. Everyone else is excited to see their guaranteed 6th place money or better. As the page jumps there, listed lower left of your screen. Welcome you guys into the giveaways, into the fun, into the new year. We will be playing to a winner, and again, we'll have another great show, big name guest next week, so that'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, I think GGMillion, this is going to be another update to the leaderboard. I think the new season coming up here as well, not officially announced when, but we are going to have a lot for you this year, a lot of plans. And the live GGMillion has also been going on, and we saw Samu. Are you familiar with this guy, Ben? Samu, who just won the 25K 10 mil in the Bahamas?
no.
Yeah, he's from Austria. He took down the tournament, then he actually got second last week, and then he just came in on the show. He was a guest last week, and he's leading the GGMillion leaderboard, like a 26-year-old kid, really nice guy. Played with in Bahamas and very talented, very, very cool. I mean, the heater's real, right? You see this type of stuff. People go on heaters, they come out of nowhere, they hit a score, you do the work, and then good things happen. So it's nice to see a young kid come in and do really well.
Yeah,
From Austria,
no,
nonetheless.
for him. No, I'm not so familiar with the live scene, so a lot of the names I mean, kind of familiar with the live scene with the regular names, but
yeah. Yeah, poker's funny. You know, you gotta give yourself chances. You gotta put yourself in. You gotta know what to do, and then realize the variance is real. And you never know when it's just gonna kind of turn and go in your direction here. As ace-4 off, gonna pass a tens though. Really nice spot for Jack, who is gonna shove. And actually, I mean, Roman's not even called there. Well, he's chipping up, Ben. Chipping back up from his got bluff, but he's still in.
Interesting spot here. King Queen versus Queens. I think the GTO solution would be 3-bet, and then wow. I mean, the thing is, if the stacks would be reversed, I would understand that he flats, but he covers him by 400K, which is pretty nice. If you play a big pot, you always have the 400K left to spin it up back again. And I think you just have a really nice value 3-bet, and bet takes it down.
Yeah, now he is up to 3 million. Roman is in second, start of the day as your chip leader, but still healthy. Jack is your shortest stack, and then sort of tight amongst the other 3 players. So a lot to play for today. A lot left to play for. A walk for Promo King, hailing from the UK. Right around 2 million. Very healthy stack as well. 35K big blind. And anyone's impressed you so far? Anything you've loved or not liked so far at this final table, Ben? It stands out.
Oh, it looked pretty solid. I mean, AM Teton with the play of the day so far, with a Jack 7 off, and also Sota still fighting for those pots. Thomas has been rather quiet so far, but I guess it's just, he has been very handcuffed. It's not even that he had good bluffing opportunities or anything. He just has to wait for his time to shine. So we will see what's happening. Roman is playing a stack. He opted to play a bit more cautious. some of the spots I would have gone for 3-bet, like the ace-6 earlier. He picked some nice squeeze spots though, so yeah. Yeah, there's some questionable plays, but I think it happens on every final table, and it also happens to me. If I review my own final table, you cannot play a final table perfect. Sometimes I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, Ben, like, what the fuck are you doing there? So, and it's just about doing less mistakes than your opponents. So it's always easy to sit here on the couch and commentate on other people's plays. So gotta stay humble, gonna stay. Ooh, I was about to say I'm not a big fan of the jam because you want to induce three jams from ace jack, ace queen, and ace nine suited. Wow, the seventh call is really loose, but you
Tough.
Yeah.
Gonna try to run him down. He's actually ahead, I should say. Sevens now has to fade only an ace or king on the river, and he is going to be able to do it. Nines full of sevens, and Jack Chan fought back for a good size pop, but that is not going to be enough as we are down to five-handed. Everyone guaranteed 86,000. The next jump will be six figures as we are now not with any short stacks currently. That is, now we got some poker, Ben, five-handed, playing for the trophy, the title, for the money. There's no deal making, of course, on the GGMillion. So this is it. You get what you get in the place you get, and see how we're gonna get to that point as 8-6 makes trips. And nice to see when you have trips and you're in position, getting bet at when basically 0% until they turn a miracle.
Wow, there could be some really dirty rivers, Jeff.
That is correct. That is the card.
And I don't think he's gonna slow down, especially with his hand. Your opponent has something like king 5 clubs, jack 10, 10 nines, or even jack nines are folding now. So,
well, Thomas, he's rocking your picture as his avatar. Can he just get a little bit of a clean run out here? Let's see if he's just going to click call. He does, and it is not going to be the
yeah, I think we still want to bluff this.
Or the 10.
Yeah, no, he would be wrong, but I think it's a good bluff because, he has like jack high flush draws, 10-9 flush draws, jack 9, ace high flush draws, king high flush draws. He has the 7 in diamonds, so yes, I thought he has a 7 spades. Yeah, I think with the 7 in diamonds, it's okay to give up. I think if the diamond would have gotten there, he might have bluffed. So yeah, it's a reasonable give up with the 7 diamonds. For anyone listening, we want our opponent to have king 7 diamonds, ace 7 in diamonds, jack 7 in diamonds, right? So that's why we don't want to be bluffing there with a diamond. And nice pot for my pick, Thomas and Sota chipping up. So
lines are up.
Who was Promo King? Promo King was my pick though, right? So I got 3 players left in the mix and you got 2 players left.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty even in chips too, right? Because I got I have 5 million basically, a little less, and you've got 5 million. Pretty even.
Oh, that's also pretty sexy spot to 3-bet.
8-9 suited. What a board for the 10-7-3 rainbow backdoor clubs. Pretty good spot for the 8-9 suited, and ace jack gonna have a hard time here to get to showdown. Definitely an action card. Jack would be something that would be pretty painful, and he gives us very nice price for the ace jack. Best hand to be continuing here. He does beat broadways, right? He beats some hands. 8-9 suited flatted wouldn't be a typical one you put in there, but all the suited broadways. As the here as well with the ace jack, I mean, he's still gonna think he's beating hands. Some hands.
I mean, I wouldn't hate betting 9-8 here. He's still going to have a bunch of ace 7, king 7. He's still going to have king queen that we need protection from. He's going to have all the ace king, ace queen, ace jack in hearts. He can have king 7 in hearts, maybe even queen 7 in hearts. So I think with 8-9, like, even if our opponent has queen 10, we have lots of equity against. We get some value. And now it's interesting if Promo, no, he does not decide to turn it into a bluff.
You would like to see a bet on the turn there, the 8-9 suited, probably.
I'm not saying it's. I think either way are fine. I think intuitively it looks like a check, but when you think about it, it's also pretty nice to bet there for value.
Yeah. Well, we have two of the five players have won this event before, Thomas and Roman. Sota been aggressive today. He might have what it takes if he can get chipped up, as he is in the best hand right now. Ace-10 of hearts, king deuce suited, looking only for a king or a deuce now to improve. A 5 would be a chop pie. He's gonna keep betting.
Yeah, he's just betting against something like 10-9, Jack-10 to protect his hand. Maybe to get him to fold something like pocket eights, but Sota not afraid of the 5, just straight out betting there. I like it. He's not afraid. He's going for those thin value bets.
Well, Promo King starting to think, what could you have here? Whoa. Ooh, Ben. Wow. That's it. Raises, calls it, snap calls it off with the top two. I mean, that is the hand of the day right there. Didn't see that coming.
You probably don't want to do it against this kind of guy. I mean, nice call, sick call. That's why I picked him third. After I saw his first hand, I was like, this is a guy that is fearless. You know, even though he's quite wild, you want to pick the fearless players on final tables.
This actually could work poorly for Thomas with the Promo King being so short and King Queen being a good 4-bet candidate hand. He definitely could take offense to this, and you wouldn't blame him, right? Kind of thinking that, oh, this guy Promo King short,
but
I have a good hand.
But you would definitely want to be 4-bet folding. It's like click it to 700K.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go for it. I mean, it just feels right.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I mean, he's got such a good candidate for it, and also 5-handed. Happens to be like the chip leader coming at you. There's a guy with no chips left. I think he's gonna step into it here.
Yeah, but definitely don't jam. I mean, call is also fine because, wow, good, Thomas, my man.
Thomas, he saw you watching over him here. He knew you were. You look at that. That was some wizardry to avoid any chips going there.
I mean, the solid play would just be to fold, right? But if you think about how wide Roman is 3-betting there, it feels very easy. Like king queen, you dominate so much of his crap, like offsuited king x hands, like queen x hands, like king 8 off, king 5 off, and also he unblocks a lot of ace 5 off, ace 6 off. So.
Oh, 7-8 gets the better flop to start. Needs to hold on now, 9 or 10, or else we will see a double up in. I'm sorry, he's going to outflop to knockout. That was for a knockout. 9-10 suited was at risk. 9-10 suited got outflop. That's going to be down to 4, and we are going to get a mystery hand with aces from your guy, Sota Ben. Pick us up. Are you good? You're happy with the open? Aces seems reasonable. Min raise.
Oh god, my picks against each other. At least the chips stay in the family, so it's all good. Probably okay to check. And with that read, if Thomas happens to have a deuce here, just raise it up, no slow playing. With a 4, probably just lead. Check with the aces now would be the correct play. Even if you sacrifice some EV against flush draws. Yeah, I think Thomas now wants to raise a lot. And with that read, him just showing not giving a damn about a straight being present. I think it's a bit of a fake timing now, fake time banking. I really hope that he understands we should never be bluffing here against this type of player. And just jam, hope he has queens or aces. If he has kings, unlucky. If he was really bluffing with a flush draw, you want to bet like 1/3 just to get the call for pocket eights. Because against an all-in, I think those hands are folding. But yeah, I just think he has something like 4-5 suited.
Wow. Oh, calls, and he does get the Jack 4 and so tucked. Easy come, easy go. He is going to get the Robbie, the J4, going to put him now into the chip lead. Everyone fairly healthy. I'm going to cue that giveaway. I appreciate everyone hitting the thumbs up. That's going to be the first part of the giveaway. We'll put a keyword there in the chat. Once we get down to three-handed, that will be for the $50 or $100 giveaway, depending which players win. Again, Ben's players versus mine will be either 50 or 100. And then again, the hands up is there in the YouTube, and then a Jeff Gross poker on my poker Twitter, Jeff Gross Poker. You guys have a $50 cash giveaway opportunity. Also, I am coming up on my 200th podcast episode. I am doing a 200 times 5 giveaway. Ben, you were one of my first guests on my podcast, I believe number 2. Something like that, something long time ago, many years ago. So still going strong on that. Got a few more big guests lined up here. We're closing in on 200, so I've been sticking with that. Got building a live studio in Miami as well. So we'll save our second podcast for that. When you come to Miami, we'll knock one out there. That'll be fun, and in the studio. But yeah, you guys still can get on that giveaway too on Jeff Gross podcast as well. So guys, it's the holiday season, Ben. Got to do giveaways. You know, aces are getting given away. They're handing out aces left and right now. Everyone's giving away stuff, and Thomas might just be his day as the flat comes in. Ace Jack flops okay. Ace is in a much better position, of course, with the best nut club and the overpaired checks back, though. Interesting.
Not a big fan of the check back. I think you can check back aces without a club. If Roman has something like pocket eights, pocket nines with a club, he's calling. He has lots of queen X. Yeah, I think it's a hand that has at least two streets of value, and think missing a bit of value here.
Roman may even, does he ever block? Yeah, he goes for the quarter.
Yeah, I think we still want to raise here. There's lots of king tens, ace jacks, king jacks. We block the most obvious slow plays with a club. Queen jack, it's only off suited. Queen jack suited, only 2 combos left. Pocket tens is a bit scary, but yeah. Wow, he snaps it off. Ooh, nice value raise there. Thomas, my man, well played.
Very nice hand. Two
Yeah.
thinking tough players going at it, and the interesting way to play does end up getting paid. And we are here now. King 10 sixes. King 10 gonna outflop. Pretty good flop for sixes as well. Blind on blind. Got to feel decent about your hand. Just don't want to believe your opponent really could have that one overcard pairing the 10, but he has done so. King 10, the taxi, and is gonna come out raising. Speaking of Houston, King 10 and the taxi, Michigan. I know you're not a big college football fan, right, Ben? But I don't know if you follow that yesterday. It was a big day in Michigan. That's my team. They're making it to the national championship game in Houston next week. Been about 25 years since they've been there, 26 years to win a title. So we'll see. But
Nice.
You follow NFL at all? Do you follow any football or not really?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then, I'll just tell you, it's a big deal. It's in Houston, and they're playing Washington. I'm sure a lot of sports fans out there saw those were really good games yesterday, the Final Four, and that will be next Monday night. So, but the King 10, you have heard that, right? That is called the taxi. You've heard that. Look at this. The 6 on the river, man. Whew.
I mean, the ace, because he might get away from it. AM Titan, bets the flop, calls a raise. There's going to be a bunch of like ace queen, ace jack, ace deuce. Oh, the pot bet even. Relatively quick. I think he can get away from it. It's going to be very difficult to find bluffs. It's just one of the spots where I can see myself calling as well, because you're just so GTO brainwashed. It's like, oh, I'm top of my range, king 10, I'm not going to have any better hands. If I fold this, I'm folding everything, so.
But Thomas has got it got it right a few times today. He's made some pretty great decisions, and here he's got his chess clock going. You can see every player gets 15 minutes. Everyone playing really fast today as well. Look at those chess clocks. No one below really 12 minutes. We see Sota with 14:30. Other players about 13 minutes, and here this is the first time Thomas has executed some of his clock, and he is thinking. Great ones get it right so often. He is showing us that he is a great player. He just won a GGMillion event just recently. I think it was maybe even, it was literally super recently, because I saw his picture of you pop up on the big screen. I was like, oh, there's some love for. I think he was right wearing the Ascend, the Ascend shirt with you on it. Excuse me, saying, what would Ben do? WWED. He's thinking about it, and this is a very tough spot. Very tough.
Yeah.
No club in his hand. Got the King 10, to your point, maybe one of the better hands he could have. The ace comes out. Is he scared of the ace? Is he scared of, the 6 is just such a, he is going to end up making the call. Can't blame him. Sort of hard to put him on this particular type of hand, as the 6 does earn trips in the hand there. Tough spot, but does call, and we are four-handed still. Jack 9 suited, ace 6. Sota knows how to play the weak ace. Jack 9 suited, not peeling.
If the other guys are not getting good hands against him, I think he's going to take it down very often.
Sota, you're saying?
Yeah.
Definitely not afraid. My friend is not afraid. He showed us that from the very start with his light opens, full ring. He's going for it. He's ready to battle. AM then, thinking about what to do, is going to call 6, 7, ace 9. No players with a pair. 6, 7 has a gut shot.
Really
Big bet. And then maybe a check raise and just check fold.
Yeah, the problem against those big bets that the check raise just becomes so expensive. That's wow. He folds the king jack off. Sota.
Not sure.
Oh.
Ace 5 with the club, big hand there. 8,
I
9.
really hope for a break. No 7, no 6. Not the best gut shot to have. Yeah, nice forward.
Yeah, really, really good discipline here, as we see the 4 remaining stacks all healthy now and effectively tied three-way. And then AM then has got your lead. So a lot of poker left. Again, gone fairly quickly, but that is the case that there is a lot of play if the players go out quickly. Now we're four-handed, and there is a lot of play available. Still neither player connecting with the board. Jack 4 of hearts, thinking about something. Does go for the check raise. Nicely played. Ooh, 7s. King 3 suited. Gonna go ahead and kick it up. Sota is one that doesn't seem to like to fold, just likes to play, get after it. Roman closing the action, 4-5 off, is got no over to the 7s, but just complete whiffs it. Give me 1 sec here.
All right. So just me and the chat. Chat, behave while Jeff is not here. All right. Pocket tens. Wait, did he fold queen five suited? Blind versus blind? Chat, did I see that correctly? Wait, I need to go back. Did he just fold? What? He raises to 3.5 big blinds. What? Oh wow, the money is going in here, chat. We're gonna have a big pot between Roman and Sota.
Whoa. Sota, this could be his day. Roman is going to need to find a miracle here. Sota taking his time. I shouldn't say a miracle. Ace, king of kings. What is it? 30 something percent, 32. It's not a miracle, but this is a good spot for Sota to become in a great position. Look at him. He doesn't use any time bank all day. Finally gets a hand. He's just using a little. There's the all in. Roman is going to see bad news, at least temporarily. Let's see how this will play out. Oh, queen deuce 4. 10 heart. King has a heart. Kings have a heart. Ace king needs a jack or an ace. Oh, Sota got binked on the river. Roman is now your chip leader, and Sota, who played really well and aggressive, is going to be out in 4th place. That was a swing. The audience is going to like it because they're big favorites right now to get 100, not 50 on the giveaway. If you're Ben, the dinner, I like good food, Ben.
Man.
You're looking a little bit in trouble, I'll be honest. Is it, you got your guy though? Look, he's literally the guy. Your player remaining is rocking your picture though. A big smile on his face, man. This is him, you against the world, man. I think Thomas is bringing his A game though. He's not ready to roll over here. All right, I got to queue up a giveaway coming up here, boys and girls. So let's see this. We're gonna do. Here, let me get this. Let me take a sec here. Keyword.
Yeah, it's probably a card where Roman starts bluffing. I mean, you want to wrap the 3-5 that you float the flop with. Doesn't. But he will very likely bluff the river if you have 6 high.
All right, there it is. GGPoker space Ben CB space your GGPoker username. That is for a $50 or $100 giveaway. And also there's a $50 cash giveaway. I just got it on there. So that's what they got to do. You got to hit the thumbs up to be in. And GGPoker space Ben CB space your GGPoker username. I can't hear you, Ben. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, I was watching the.
Great hero call with a king high there.
All right, we got the giveaways queued up. We got them queued up. We're ready. We're ready to finish this out. See who's going to get it. All right. I got that all done. We are here. 10s, queen 4 suited. I said there was a couple surprising folds. It looked like maybe you missaw, or you were saying the queen 5 suited blind on blind.
Yeah, emptied and folded queen 5 suited against small blind open, which was really strange.
Just when it looks like it's going to be a runaway. Thomas finds the queen on the turn.
Yeah.
Roman with tens, got to feel pretty good about his hand.
Especially having the queen of clubs is super valuable because you block something like queen jack, queen 10, king queen clubs that would float the flop. So if he has like queen 10 and diamonds, Roman would just fold, but he would call queen 10 and clubs. But now I really hope that Thomas raises again, especially after Roman, in my opinion, made a very loose call on the river. Against this sizing, probably not. Yeah, if Roman would have bet like 120K or something, then yeah. But...
Well, it is literally 3 million, 3.2 million, and 3.7 million. So wide open here. Again, $50 going to be if Thomas wins for you, one of the viewers at home. And it'll be 100 if one of the other two players win. And we will be selecting that shortly. So please hit the thumbs up if you're having a good time, as well as follow the instructions to type in GGPoker space NCB space your GGPoker username. Wishing everyone luck today and the rest of the year. This is another pretty interesting spot where 6-4 suited open-ended and King Jack suited has the King High flush draw. King Jack in the lead. What to do? Thomas, 6 high, 4 or 6 could be good. Deuce or 7 actually needs a non-spade, deuce or 7. He is going to come in raising, Ben. Going to check the temperature from Roman. And now this gets a little weird because, like, he kind of like, wait, but do I really want to just peel for a spade? The board's paired. Could be in bad shape. Could just have the best hand. I beat 6-7, 6-4, 4 deuce. And hello.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Looking at places to eat, Ben. I'm looking at places to eat. This is looking dicey for Thomas.
I hope he gives it up and he's not shoving or something. Sorry, I had to readjust the cam.
He's got the shove face on. He's got you in the camera. It goes big. It's not a shove, but it's a big bet.
Yeah, I mean, what is Roman? I actually think it's probably either a jam or a give up because even against this sizing, I don't think a queen will fold. So if you want to jam, you want to wrap the 3, make him fold ace queen, king queen.
He's using the emojis. View.
So Roman is just tanking if he's value jamming, right? He's not never folding. So because he knows, yeah, he's value jamming. Yeah, no, I don't like this river bluff. Like if you have 6-4 off with the 6 in spades or something, yeah, I kind of like it, but no, having no spade at all, I think you just have to be disciplined and give it up there. I would have liked if the spades break because Roman has a lot of king high flush draws, ace high flush draws, jack high, 10 high flush draws that might call a raise. But this is a bit too ambitious.
Well, Roman is now your chip leader, looking to get his second GGMillion title. Oh, the trophies. I asked you about this in the past, Ben. What do you think about trophies to award? Like not every time you win a tournament. What about like at the end of the year? Christmas comes, you get a package in the mail for all the tournaments you won. Some trophies. Do you think trophies are good or bad for poker, or no feeling?
No, I think they're good, but you know, they should be very selective. So if you won a main event, I think a trophy for the GG Millions would be cool. I think it's a very prestigious tournament. We might see a race here on the river. I think Roman knows that Thomas probably value betting any king. Some ace-x. So, wow, fold is... I think we have a nice hand to raise.
Yeah, all options viable there. Jack 9, King 7, blind on blind. Both respectable big blind, small blind hands. King 7 going to go ahead and take it upstairs for not even a full 3x. And Roman will make the call. Both players miss, as so the case in No Limit Texas Hold'em. So hard to make a pair. Here we see that neither player even sniffing a draw. let alone a pair. And king high in position with the best hand. Gonna go and keep betting. And queen suited, ace 5 off. Again, pretty strong hands for three-way. And that's 118 to 1 odds, Ben. I know you know that, but for those at home, to flop a flush, it's hard, less than 1%. And he not just flopped a flush, the nut flush and top pair has been awarded. Now, the board does pair, so no longer the stone cold nuts, but again, got to feel pretty good. And his opponent would have been betting with two pairs or sets. So again, I mean, whatever, such a big spot in general. No money's going in here, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe an over bet here, like a big bet, two or pot.
I think we want to check again. Think, yeah. Over bet or check. I would have preferred check.
Yeah. Well, either way, would have maybe worked out similar, right? As turned out. Man, maybe that is one of the benefits of checking, that you do get the bluffs. So ace, deuce, and eights. Now eights, Roman certainly won't be checking back. Puts a little mustard on it. 3.5x raise. Ace, deuce. We're just talking about Michigan, the Wolverines, Ann Arbor, A squared, A2, Ann Arbor, Michigan, having a big night in football yesterday, beating Alabama. I have noticed Europeans in general have gotten more into the NFL, but college football, I really don't find much friends that are across the way that are if sweating college football. But yeah, it's pretty popular in the U.S. And actually, I think the NFL had some big success in Germany. You guys had a couple of football games there, right? Forget which town you saw that. They put a game in Germany this year.
What do you mean?
They had an NFL game played in the German city this year.
No clue.
That's a man, ladies and gentlemen, this is a man that's focused. The NFL comes to Germany. Everyone, they're putting out flyers and talking about it everywhere. And Ben doesn't, he's just in his lane. He's doing his thing and not paying attention to that. We got to respect it. As we have Middleset. Your friend Thomas here is really trying to make this comeback. He's flopping sets. He's doing over bets. He's fighting, but he has got a battle against these two. Well, he's got a win in hand.
Just gotta pray for no club. When no queen.
Yeah, even the club is so that
is it's gonna be so dirty. He checks it.
Not gonna lose the pot at least, but he's gonna be he will be picking up 3.8 million, or is that 2.9? Sorry, 2.9 million. So he's still a dog to the field, but he's in the mix. See if we have a new champion on GGMillion or a repeat in Roman, who was maybe on not a month ago. It's funny, like I never really spoken to Roman. He then came on the GGMillion. Then I played with him in the Bahamas. He was on my direct left on an online bracelet event and live at the same time. And now here he is leading here. So I got a lot of Roman lately. Gotten to see and talk and watch him play, and he's having a lot of success as of late. As we see him look to finish this tournament off, of course, pretty even three-handed here. A lot of poker left. He's got the 5 in the heart board. Doesn't want to get blown off his hand. Does check, does improve. He's making a lot of running backdoor flushes, Ben. I mean, he's making some hands right now.
Yeah.
Well,
I like the bet. I mean, you can block bet lots of like 6x, 5x. I mean, even though he makes a big hand there, like it doesn't really help you to make big hands if your opponents don't make somewhat decent hands to call you down with. There's no point in making big hands. Where are you right now? You in Miami?
No, I'm in Cabo. So I was saying I'm actually in the spot that that had that my craziest Twitch stream ever, right in the exact same setup, man. And
Oh, that was the deep one, the 1K
yeah,
face. Yeah, I remember.
Giraffe Ganger won it. Who just won the on stream that 2.7 million. He won that tournament too.
Oh, wow, sick.
He's sick puppy. But yeah, I'm in Cabo right now. Just got taken New Year's here and then go back to Miami soon. But I'm waiting for you, man. You gotta just pick a date and come. I'm telling you, this is good. I'm gonna have to take the invite off the table in 2024 because I keep reserving weekends. People want to come. I say can't. Maybe Ben's coming. Maybe he's coming. And so at some point I gotta make you make a choice here, man. This has gone
Yeah,
on too long.
I know.
We'll get it done. This is our year. I can tell. 10-7 is got a air ball here, likely going to be betting an ace four. Does he go with the rule? You know, I got two pair. I lose to any club, but it's two pair. Just maybe have a cutoff, a decisive amount of hand to call here, fold some non-two pair. But I guess in theory, it doesn't really matter. Let's see, Ben. Is he going to make the call? I think he's going to find it.
Yeah, I also think so.
He found it. He is off and running. I mean, is he the chip leader? Right there, tied. It's really tight. Three-way match. Only 98 runners. Again, this was on Sunday night. This is played Sundays, and then Tuesday is the final table conclusion, which we do have every week for you, pretty much every week of the year for the GG Million. We'll have another guest next week, and I have a few very exciting guests lined up. It's fun, man. It's fun to do the final table commentary. I need to get back into the paired. We need to get some more studying coming up, Ben. I got a little itch at the Bahamas. I hadn't played live poker for a while. Had some cashes, couple deep runs. Was bracelet, going for the bracelet. But I'm ready for a big World Series this summer. Are you gonna lock in for the summer? Are you gonna come out for the WSOP?
We'll see how it goes. It's on my list for sure. Will be fun. Have you been there last summer?
I did. I came for the main event, and I came for like 10 days. Had a good run in the main event actually, but that was it. I didn't go the whole summer.
Okay.
Yeah, fun. Just nothing quite like the main. I think I saw you there. Didn't you get knocked out in the first level or two or something really fast in the main event?
Second level.
Yeah. It can happen. You can't be scared. You got to go for it. You want to win. You got to. Sometimes you got to just the chips going. People think the main event you can just coast forever and never be all in or be in a tough spot, but it's chips fly. It is. It gets moving. 9-7 suited. Wow, was that a fold for suited queen closing the action?
Yeah, he has been folding quite a bit. Queen six suited. Wow.
Yeah, it's not like there's a short stack either. These guys are now pretty deep. What, 50 blinds effective? He's a little surprised, but hey, listen, he's got his strategy's been going pretty well. He's three-handed, locked himself up a nice payday, hoping for more. And these are quite the flops. Checks back. It's got to go big now, right? The double two-tone flush board thing. He's going to get some money in, goes big, and ace five, of course. Where could it go? It's got top pair, flush draws everywhere, straight draws everywhere.
Yeah.
And the flush comes in. He makes a boat.
It's actually one of the cards that 4-5 gets there. All the flushes get there. And I think Roman now thinks he very often makes a big top flush. So I would say he either goes very small to induce races or he goes extremely large. I think you want to go like 300K, 350. Yeah. So would have at least liked to see him thinking it through. It's like it's really hard now to bluff the river with reasonable hands. So you have to have pure airballs, and that it needs to be a lot. And
Yeah,
I
maybe an
know that
adjustment.
a lot of GTO players just like to click call, but just thinking it through is like really helpful in these spots.
Okay, well, ace-7 after being quiet, it's going to raise, does whiff completely. 5 deuce queen, 2 clubs, ace-7 with the 7 of clubs, 7, 9 off. See if Thomas tries to take this down here, decides to check, picks up the gut shot. And ace-7, take it down. Yeah, Melissa, I mean, it seems pretty passive from our Thai friend here on some of these spots, but you know,
In general, very little three betting. Sometimes you have final tables, every second hand it goes 3-bet, 4-bet, 3-bet, 4-bet. And now just a lot of raise forward, raise call. Yeah, even
yeah.
jack it off.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this go pretty quick, but again, as it turns out, when the blinds are then not so big and the stacks get down a little deeper short as it gets the players down to 3-handed, we do see that where there is a fair amount of play. It's pretty even here. What time is it there? Let's see. It's 1, so 3. What's it? 9:30, 10? 10,
9:30.
9:20? 9:30, yeah. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from in the world. We've got a international group here, and again, a very international representation of players at this final table as we see the final 3 all from different parts of the world.
Yep. What is this flag from Thomas? Is it Moldavia? I have a pretty bad resolution. Is it say like a black something in the middle of the yellow?
Yeah, I think it is.
Should be the
Yeah, we had this
Moldavian flag, right?
come up a few weeks ago when he won the tournament. We were looking at that.
You look it up. Yeah, it should be, yeah.
Ooh, a couple suited hands and 9s. Roman going to be very, very excited to see some 9s in this spot. He actually is in a nice spot. He just calls. Okay. Ace 4.
Nice spot to c-bet to second barrel. Let's hit a 9 on the turn and then a deuce on the river, right?
Wow. Wants pure chaos.
Pure blood.
And Roman thinking if he is going to. Okay. Definitely a fairly interesting turn card. Well, it's not going to be the 9 of hearts on the river for the. Can't be that card, but yeah, it could be a heart or a. Wow, big bet. Big bet from Thomas here.
Yeah, I like it a lot. He even has more 5x than the small blind. He has all the overpairs. Yeah, I think 9s just have to fold now. Yeah. Actually, people saying it's Andorra. It looks similar. I just can't recognize the thing in the middle. Because I'm just looking up. Moldavia has an eagle in the middle, so.
Yeah, I looked it up too. I'm pretty sure it is, but it's a chance now. I actually asked if we could get the countries put for the players. I think they might have started doing that too. And take a look here, but this is 2 big hands here, Ben. And our friend who's been fairly straightforward is now getting a little saucy with the King Jack suited.
Wait, does he limps and then 3-bets?
No, he opened to 150.
And he forwards the king.
Wow.
Honestly, I do see a world where he's folding this. This guy has been so tight.
He's never folding this.
No, there's a world where he's folding this.
Disagree.
I mean, you just hope he has ace queen or ace king, right?
Or ace jack.
Yeah, but he's not 4-betting ace jack. He's just calling it.
I guess. Is he though? He's folding he's doing all kinds of stuff different.
I mean, he was doing the jack 7 off earlier, right?
He's not folding, Ben. I'm sorry. This is just not 3-handed queens. It's just not happening. I'm sorry. I just you could tell me you think he's folding, but I'm just not going to buy it. I mean, this guy's going to need a smoke jack.
And I think the longer he thinks about it,
he heard you say earlier, I wish you'd think about it a little bit instead of play so fast. He's just thinking about what's going on, and he is going to think about, man, this doesn't feel good, but it's just got to be right. Money, if he folds this, Ben, I will need to reconsider things for my 2024. I'm going to take a pause myself and just think about what's happening.
Yeah, he hasn't been 3-betting once. He has been folding suited queen X blind versus blind. He has been open folding.
Wow, and then he just rips it though. He just rips it in on the flop for the full pot, the full enchilada.
It's pretty connected. Like if you have kings there, I don't think it's such a bad play.
No, I get it.
I wouldn't fold either. Listen, like I wouldn't fold either because it just the guy has shown he can pull off a big bluff. He did it earlier with the jack 7 off.
He can't fold. Actually, I want him to fold, right? For the bet, I'm rooting for a fold, but I just don't see it. I think he's going to call it 6 minutes and 46 seconds. I think that's where he's just going to decide. That's it. No way. Tilt call or tilt fold? Tilt. He just tilt. He just can't believe. Maybe he's thinking, yeah. Oh, running it. Son running it. There he goes. He is going to like what he sees. If he can fade the river, we are going to be in a world of hurt for the wager, and he is going to do it. It appears the 10 pairs, and Ben has got himself the chip leader all of a sudden. That is a wild swing of events as both players are guaranteed 184,000. Really nice showing from AM then. 143K going in his piggy bank as they are going to play 184-16, about 50K, 53K heads up match as we are there. And Ben, I mean, come on, man, queens, but 3-handed, but just not. I'm sorry.
I mean, he was thinking for like 3 minutes.
And this is crazy because there will not be a new GGMillion champion. Both of these players have won GGMillion, and there was only 3 out of the 9 that had won. Now we're heads up with 2 of them that have done it. Look at it's a prestigious event. You don't just get here by luck. These guys have played a great match, great battle, and we are going to see someone get their 2nd title today. And all of a sudden, Ben, you're the favorite. Look at that. You are now the favorite for dinner. Man, there's some nice places in Miami, Ben. I'm a little nervous now. I was waiting for you to come and at least get a dinner. Now I'm a little concerned. And look at this, Roman just going to step out. Steps out and gets immediately met with some raise resistance. 7th head suited for that price. How much is that? That's 4 or 5. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a bit too big in position.
And Thomas, let's see. I got to get the winner here. Gonna have to choose a winner. It's gonna be 50 or 100. We're sweating down to the end here, to the end for the audience. Queen 9 suited picks it up. Thomas is in, and look at these hands, Ben. They're trying to get us trying to get you to bed over there early. This is giving us some real hands here in heads up play. I will select very soon the winner, and I mean Thomas might just. I mean, we might just be getting this done quickly. Although 10's Roman. A lot of money in the middle. Good spot for 10's. Got to fade a king or a jack. 2 cards to come. Pretty safe board. 7-7 deuce.
I think he calls once.
Yeah, Roman thinking about what to bet here. What hands he's up against? Goes big. This should do the trick right there. Surely 900,000. Gonna fold. Couple, yeah, like I said, big hands. Queen 7 off computer hand. That's the heads up dead even hand. You saw both players with very nice hands last hand. This hand, very weak hands. 10-4, 10-3 off. Position so important as always in poker, especially heads up. Let's see if 10-3 can find a way to stab at this. Doesn't look like either player's super interested in this one. Both with a gut shot. And Roman picks it up pretty even now. 4.5, 5.5. Pocket fives for Thomas. He's got 5.5 mil. A lot of 5 energy. Gonna limp Roman. 4 deuce off.
There was a good question earlier where someone asked, how would you start studying these days? Would you start with the solver? What would be your recommendation to people that, I guess you also have a lot of people getting into poker that tune in here now? What would be your recommendation?
To start playing or to get into it?
Yeah, to learn, like when you think back, like how did you start learning poker? You know, your first kind of winning strategies, you know, to make your first 100, 500, $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, I started playing just with friends, and that was it. But then I'd say in terms of taking the next step, I got at the time the theory of poker, David Skolansky, right, to learn about some fundamentals of poker, which this is obviously an outdated material, but even so, some of the core principles are really the same, right, in terms of position and bet sizing and pot odds and all that. So I think that's just like, I think you just kind of, you want to do a mix of playing and studying sort of simultaneously to sort of implement some ideas and thoughts. And of course, if you have a good peer group, it's nice to bounce ideas off players. I find that seems to be the best way that people seem to learn quickly is they do talk with friends that are maybe more experienced than them, that they get a chance to sort of talk about things and hear a different perspective within friends. So I think that's probably the best thing you can do is have some people you know that are a little more experienced than you, and get to say, oh, what would you do here, or take a clip, right, take a hand from here and say, this is what they did or this is what they said. What do you think? Because I would have done this, and then get some more opinions on it. And also you'll see, like, even some of these guys are world-class players, right? But there's spots where you're doing something differently than them, or you're saying I would do this different. So it goes to show you there's more than one way to do things. And yeah, I mean, that's to me, I think, the best way to talk with friends and play a little. And then
it's the best way for sure. Like friends that are better than you, right? People that already have proven to win at the games that you can learn from and learn from their insights. Yeah, it's probably the best methods of learning, especially for beginners, or even if you struggle at low stakes, mid stakes. I would be very careful with solvers. I would be very careful with anything where you don't really have anyone explaining you the why, the thought process, right? You have so many different ways of studying that you have to pick one where you make sure you get to understand the thought process. And you don't need so much theory at the beginning. And I see a lot of mid-stakes players that struggle, that come to us. Yeah, I went the wrong path, I started learning too much GTO. I got a bit brainwashed, and then I started losing because you stop doing certain exploits that actually have made you a lot of money, and you play against human beings, and human beings do a lot of mistakes. So yeah, that's a very good piece of advice. So be careful with solvers, or like database reviews. It's like a lot of this stuff doesn't really explain you how poker works, and that's very dangerous and might actually hurt your win rate. He gets it done there with the 8-6.
Yeah, population tendencies change also. It's also looking at that and realize that things do change. Different tendencies across different stakes. You know, how you play a 5K or 3K live tournament's going to be different than you play, you know, $100 online tournament, or the 10K million if you get in or satellite in. You know, it's going to be different strategy than playing a $50 tournament on here. So it is important to also understand what you're watching and how things differ, how different levels of players think and approach the game. So
it's with everywhere. You have people out there, you know, offering GTO coachings or database reviews, and a lot of them are not even beating the games anymore, and you have to be very careful because they don't have the knowledge on how to beat those stakes and those limits, and that's why I said it's important to learn from people that understand the game, you know. And some people, you know, if you don't like me, if you don't like my accent, go somewhere else. If you go to Upswing, pretty sure they also have good materials, right? At the end of the day, you want to make sure, hey, those guys I can learn from. They've beaten their games, they understand the game. And the theory in these days, you can look up solves, you know, this is not so difficult. But having someone that explains you, okay, what is happening here? Why do we choose to 3-bet this hand or not this hand? What are very likely leaks in our opponent's games? This is super important, and not many can teach that. So make sure to get the right source you're learning from, whoever it is, friends, poker coaches, poker schools, and there are many great ones out there. So
yeah, that's a good point. And we seem pretty much dead even here in this heads-up match. I'm going to select the winner here second. So we.
Interesting 3-bet there. Wait, he limped 3-bets, right? Yeah. He limps.
Yeah. Yeah. 8-9, 4-7 gut shots versus pair. Again, blind's pretty reasonable right now. A lot of play here. Look at those results from Thomas and Roman for the 2022 and 2023 seasons for the GGMillion, as well as some of their total lifetime scores. Roman closing in on 10 million on GGPoker alone. Pretty big numbers there.
He has a pretty low diamond. That's an interesting give up. I mean, I know you have a lot of like Jack 10, 10, 9. The way I approach this spot on these boards, I always want to bluff my weakest draws. You know, it's like if you have 7-4 there, your opponent can have 10-9 diamonds, Jack 10 diamonds, King Jack diamonds, King 10 diamonds. So he has a lot of better draws that very likely just snap forward. Even though you have the 4 in diamonds, but you have a very low diamond. So I think it's fine to bluff this. It would be better to have not the diamonds. Well, I'm interesting to see if he peels the 7-4 suited. Would you call your heads up? Would you flick in the chip for the call? Looky flop?
Probably. If they're deep enough. Maybe not the GTO play, but yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of play. Roman does have the chip lead right now. Still slight, but does have it. A6, 6-4, A6.
Oh,
It's top pair.
considering the action, that's a pretty good board for Thomas. Let's give it a 6. Let's give it a good old 6. So, and I also like this race because he's wrapping a lot of like 10 deuce and hearts, that kind of stuff. Would like to see a small bet now, 200K, 270K. Interesting check. I think 6-4 should also just check. All right, let's put in some money here. Wait, Thomas. I don't like that.
Oh, they are tied 5 mil a pop right now. Yeah, a little interesting check there. Ian, good to see you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone out there. Appreciate everyone. We're going to announce the winner here in a second. And again, thanks for everyone hitting that thumbs up. It's part of the giveaway as well. Deuce 4 suited, going to go ahead and pop it up. Roman just slightly with the lead now. Do 7-4-5, get the walk. Ace Queen Jack 8, reasonable hands.
I think Ace Queen we can. These boards also value bet against weaker ace size. Pretty close race here. One big hand can decide everything. How's the coffee over there?
It's good. I mean, you know, that's an espresso, but I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Had a late New Year's last couple days. A couple, you know, we're in Mexico, man. There's some tequila flying around and other things. I actually went to a Diplo concert. They had this like kind of festival, like 20 minutes out the other night. It was really fun. But late night, and you know, the two young kids don't care that you're out late. They come in and they're ready to go to the pool. They come right in and hop in, and
I can imagine.
They don't know who Diplo is. They don't care. They don't care what you're doing. They just want to go to the pool. But I'm hanging in. Espressos and all, hanging in over there. How's the coffee in your area? Any good local spots? Is that a specialty?
Yeah, pretty good. You got really good coffee here. Oh, maybe 3-bet?
Saw him do it with a few other modest holding. Definitely violence has been chosen on some of these spots. Ace Jack, a lot of hand here and heads up. Let's see how he goes about this. Just call, okay.
Oh. Bet call. Is it 525 or 325? It's 425, right? Yeah. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow. This could get very spicy on the turn. Maybe he bets. Thomas calls or jams. I mean, for sure calls. Oh, he might want to go for the check jam. Wow. I kind of, the thing is like, Thomas has so many king jacks, ace jack, jack nines.
Ooh, well, that would have been the card. That was the one he's looking for. But this is Roman. The board definitely shriveled up for his 2-pair here, but he's got gonna realize that this is not all of a sudden a great spot. So he's gonna go for the 10% block and the nuts, the absolute hand rank 1, no straight flushes, no board pair, just a pure ace of heart for the stone nuts, and goes for the jugular. Just goes for it all. Roman's posturing, right? I mean, I guess he is saying, I guess it's either a stone bluff or the stone nuts, right? But he's not really.
Yeah, but I mean, he gets such a worse bad price. It's 2.1 million in the middle. He has to call 3.7. I don't think that's. I don't know what he's thinking about. I mean, you're literally bottom of your range. If he has pocket jacks and you block bet, if you have pocket nines with a hard new block bet, like, okay, I can see it, but he has some slow plays with ace 9, ace jack and hearts that would check back. Like, I mean, maybe he jams jack 10 and diamonds, but like,
yeah, he was thinking about it. I mean, yeah, I guess there are some bluffs, right? There is, but
yeah, there have to be a lot of bluffs because the price, he's ripping it a lot. I actually don't really like his jam because it's just so expensive. Yeah, I mean, Jack 9 is the nuts, yeah, but you know, it's technically the nuts. So like, and also he did 3-bet pre. So this is what we poker pros, if we say, okay, he kind of has the nuts because he very likely wouldn't 3-bet Jack 9 suited pre-flop, and Thomas knows this. So the moment he has the ace and hearts, he knows that he has the nuts, because it's very, very, very unlikely that Roman does not have Jack 9 hearts. Because we also see it, right? He's 3-betting hands like 6-3 suited, 9-5 suited. A hand like Jack 9 suited, you will just want to call because you dominate his Jack deuce suited, 9-6 off, all of these hands that are raising but would fall in as against a 3-bet. So it's very natural just to call these hands, and then you want to start 3-betting a little bit higher up. I'm not saying the 3-bet is bad. It's a legitimate 3-bet, but I think the way most players play feel way more natural calling these hands. So that's why it's not the literal nuts, but technically it's the nuts. So just the way the hand played out.
All right, well, A7, 4 clubs, this time 4 the same suits, and 6 million to about 4 million, ace 4, 4 deuce. Roman is behind all of a sudden, going to start limping. We're talking about the limp heads up strategy and how that shifted a bit now. It seems like people limp a little more frequently off deeper stacks even.
It really depends on your style. I think both ways can work well. It's, of course, heads up limp pots, or limp pots in general, are still the most understudied spots. So
all right, ace 4, 4 deuce, 4 pairs for both. Ace 4 kicker puts Roman at the 4 mil mark. 6-4 right now. 10 million chips in play roughly. And you're looking at 60-40 matchup. A lot on the line still. We got the tweet still available for you guys. Jeff Gross Poker, $50, as I mentioned, pinned as a retweet opportunity. And then, of course, 50 or 100 today. It's going to be a giveaway. You guys can partake by typing in GGPoker space BenCB space your GGPoker username and hitting the thumbs up in the YouTube chat, as we will pick that up shortly. Both players with a pair here, middle pair, bottom pair. King 9 of hearts, better position, acting last, also has the better kicker, better pair, I should say, middle pair versus bottom pair, and also has a flush draw to go with it. Roman's made his fair share of backdoor flushes today. This would be a couple action cards here, Jack of hearts in particular, but not gonna.
I would like to see calling something like 3 deuce suited, because your two pair outs are a lot more live. If you hit your jack, your opponent makes queen jacks, straights, 10-8s, king 10s. You also block a lot of bluffs from like jack 8, jack 10 kind of hands. So
9-10 jack 6, neither hand super attractive, but 9-10 does pair. A little more connectivity. Jack 6, one of those not so fun hands. Just this doesn't able to do much. Can't make straights, no flushes.
yeah,
Not one of the more appealing hands to see. And 9-10 still in the lead. 430 in the middle. Jack 6, see if wants to keep telling any story. It's going to keep betting. 10-9 surely can't go anywhere yet. And a scare card now.
pretty fast bet. Don't think he's folding this. I think we want to be bluffing a lot. So I would like to see pot. We have ace jacks. Roman never has ace jacks, so that helps. We would bet, sometimes check turn, yeah. I like the intention of bluffing there. I just don't like the sizing. I just think that all the 10x just end up Yeah, you're not. I don't think you set 10x indifferent. So when we say we want to set something indifferent, it means that his bluff catching basically doesn't make any profit. And I think with that price, bluff catching here for Roman becomes profitable.
All right, 2-5. Got the open-ended ace-7, best hand, but
Yeah, should just be folding, no backdoors.
yeah.
And also the way I like to simplify in these spots.
I guess says I have no club. I have no 5-6 deuce.
Yeah, but the thing is, against the king or two pairs, he's almost drawing dead. Like you cannot just think about, okay, he can have bluffs, I'm still ahead, because his bluffs, he still has equity, and the bluffs might fire, right? That's the point. Like that's the concept of equity realization. So just because you might think, oh yeah, I have his bluff speed, well, his bluff's gonna keep firing very often. So you're not gonna realize 100% of your equity. So let's say if you have 30% against his bluffs, if you have 60% of your bluffs, and if you just take that part, you're not going to realize that 60%. You might only realize 40% because, again, like he pushes you off your, now you at 80%, right, on the turn or whatever, or even more. So that's why you have to be very careful on the flop. Always think about which value hands can you have, which bluffs can you have. Interesting part here. What happened on the flop? Did he check raise and he called and checks the turn?
Yep.
I think so, yeah. I like it. And we have 3-5, right? Interesting bet from Thomas.
Gonna get it done there. 7-9 suited. Did turn the flush draw. Had the best hand. 6-4. We're really not getting much more separation than that. We've kind of been yo-yoing here. Who's gonna get the title? The 53 grand extra available as well. The glory, the potential future trophies. Ben and I were talking. Patrick Leonard, I've spoke on this. I really think that's what they should do. Is at the end of the year, mail out. They have a handful of tournaments that qualify, and they send you a package with your trophies. So they save the shipping cost. You get it once a year.
Yeah.
And you get, you can't give a trophy for every single tournament played online.
Of course not. Yeah.
You can give, you can still like one day, it's not that crazy expensive to get like the trophies made. They get a place, they put it, they do it, they take it out of the prize pool. I'm sure, even if you can get it down to very limited cost, right? Like these trophies, you can get like something nice for.
Oh, I like that sizing a lot more. This is so much more difficult to play against. Like against 800, 850, it's like kind of easier to fold your queen 9 off. But now it's like, well, if this fucker is just like limp 3-betting jack 2's off, it's like, and you get a good price. Queen 9 off heads up is not that bad. Oh yeah, and also gives you better price on your bluffs. You're in position, so I do like the limp 3-bet sizing a lot more there. All right, a bit of a dangerous turn. Oh, nice value bet. Yeah, and as you can see, heads up, making a pair is difficult. So you see a lot of these cards with bottom pair and 4-card straight runouts, etc.
Yeah, ace 5, 7-5. No one really connecting here. Ace 5 in the lead, out of position. No 7-5 does go for a bet. Ace 5 has backdoor hearts, backdoor straights, and sometimes the ace is enough, which it is here. Let's see. See if he can hang on. 9 pairs. Ace high still in the lead. Big bet. Roman's, he wants to get sticky, but not much he can do there.
Thomas has very good momentum right now.
Yeah, like deuces here, 40-80. He just limps. Queen 9. Checks back. Both hands qualify for the computer hand. Queen 7 plus. He makes the straight. And
Can see Roman going pretty out of line here. It's like he has 7 deuce off, 6 deuce off. You know, it's like you can start betting your queen 9, queen 8s. Of course, ideally having a 6 would be better. Overbet. That's interesting. Not sure if it's good.
guess yeah, a lot of potential draws. Both dumpster hands here. 5-3, 8-3. King, Jack, Jack 9. King, Jack. Okay. Got the King of Hearts. Got the gut shot. Jack 9 thinking. Thinking about the next hand as he will fold. And again, you're right. Low momentum. Thomas separating here. 7.2 blinds are up to 5,100K. So Roman with 28 bigs going to go for a min raise now.
Yeah, definitely going. Yeah.
Just the Chipotle, tacos and burritos, all you can eat. Thomas is trying to get it done. The guest is his picture, and that's been his picture before. This has actually never been done, Ben. We've never had a guest commentator with someone in the chat having their default avatar as their picture, and that's never been done. Let's see if he can finish off this amazing feat. What a declaration he's making here. That is some, and a dinner. He potentially could win you a dinner. Man, this is a big swing. Or is Thomas? Thomas maybe comes on the show. Maybe he's a guest in the future. It could be a future. Would he enjoy commentary? Do you think? Would that be something he'd like?
I don't know. You have to ask him.
All right, we're gonna have to probably get in touch here. But either way, win or lose, he's already won once, and he's heads up again. So I mean, he's welcome anytime. But we'll. I love that he uses the picture. He's rocking Ascend as well. He's giving you the Ascend love there.
Yeah.
7-6, 6-4. Hard to make pairs. It is hard to make pairs and hold them. No one with that other than the kings that are on the board. 6-4, 7-6. 7 million to 3 million. And 7-6.
River.
Seven high. Is it going to get to win, or is Thomas just say, "Hey, I have the worst possible hand. I got to bet something." Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the 9 highs to fold. 8 highs, 7 highs, any highs. King, Jack, Deuce 5. King, Jack down to 28 big blinds. Going to min raise. Thomas not going to partake with the 5 deuce off. The money is fanned around. It's spread out. You can see their results again on the right and left of your screen. Look at their player profiles. And look, 1 win in 2022 for Roman, 1 win in 2023 for Thomas. And Roman closing in on 9.5 million in career earnings on GG. Queen 10, Jack 5, both players with a pair. Gets away there. Just folds.
Very good fold. Very, very good fold. That's a pretty big fold. It's like, because on a lot of turns, you know, there's a 7, there's a 9, there's a queen, you turn a gutter, and then you continue calling. I think it's one of my top 3 plays on this final table.
10-6, 10-7. Yeah, I was trying to think of mine. There's been some interesting hands today for sure. Deuce 5, Queen Deuce, Roman 3.4 mil, 3.5 mil. One hand can be over just like that. Can also double and put you in a really tough spot as King Queen suited matches up well against King Deuce off for Roman.
Yeah, we're very likely gonna see a 3-bet now, and then Thomas hopefully just folding it.
Quick fold, 600K was inviting, but declined to carry on as, again, pretty abysmal hands. We really haven't seen like a huge matchup so far in the heads up. Maybe once where it was like both quality hands, but here, again, Queen 7, we mentioned the computer hand. That's the dead middling hand. Queen 7 off, if you're playing heads up, that's what you can expect to be in the middle. And both players are going to pair their modest holdings. King 6, Queen 7, check backs. Diamond available for Thomas in case needed. And King 6 for Roman, thinking about how he wants to proceed. Okay, everyone checking. Deuce hit bet. Getting some thin value there.
Very nice.
Oop, oop.
I hope he doesn't limp.
34 blinds. He does do it.
Wow, he checks it back. Okay, that's good.
All right, King 9 still checking jacks on an ace 8-8-3 board. So he's going to check again.
He might consider value betting King 9 against Queen Jacks and Queen 10s. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Yep, we are at 50, 100 level blinds. You can see upper left when it goes up, and you can also see the payouts lower left. Playing for 53 grand. It is any one game, one double, and it would put Roman in commanding position at the moment, though Thomas does have a nice lead. Not quite 2-1, but in there. Chess clock's right at about 6 minutes. Shouldn't be a factor today. The time that you see on each player right next to their flag. And again, no one even making a pair or a draw to sniff even a semi-bluff draw. This is just hard to make hands, and the blinds just keep going up. They get shorter and shorter. And see if we can get one to budge here as the 5 does pair on the river. And Roman going to call King High. Can't blame him. Can't blame him. 3.3 million though. 50, 100K. Queen 6, Queen 5. See if he's going to be min raising or limping. Goes for the limp. Queen 6 off. Tough hand to play out of position, and so he is going to kick it up and gets the fold. Nice recognition of a hand. Sort of the big small gap. Unsuited. Decides better off to raise. Take down. Wow, Ben. This is something. We are going to see something here, and I am going to be pretty much sweating it out like the rest of you at home. Either $50 or $100 giveaway on the line. We're going to see 5. We've been waiting, been jockeying back forth. It's going to see cards on their back, 6.5 in the middle. Can Thomas hold and be your champion, or will Roman going to the lead? So far, so good. Ben's looking a little bit nervous to turn. It is looking clean. 86% chance to end it right here. And that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas repping the guest picture. I mean, look at this. Thomas Santer. There it is. Just send. I mean, that is a shot for you right there. What a day. Thomas, you are officially invited to be a future guest on the show. That would be an honor to have you. We were saying that whether you won or lost today, but you played a fantastic game. Ben CB approved. Ben, takeaways. Tell me, what's going on? What did you think about today's final table?
I mean, to be honest, I think Thomas played the best from all. He one little misstep, I would say, with that one bluff. Made good value bets, good value raises, played patient, played very well heads up, thin value bets on the river. Held with his big hands. I don't think he needed a suck out or anything. It just always shows it's not like he got incredibly good premium hands. He picked his spots wisely, bluffed with some draws. Again, you're never going to play final table perfect, so not just because he won. Sometimes people win because they get lucky, but I think he also played the best by far. Yep. So very well deserved, and that's why I picked him, despite of him having fewer chips than others, because we played against each other a couple of times, so I felt very confident that's going to be a good pick. So thanks for the dinner. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. It'll be in Miami. It'll be a great meal. I can't wait. You can have a +1, of course. We'll go out and have a good time. And I got to mention, he has won twice in a row. So I knew it was recently. I think he did beat Samu last week in this event, this very GG Millions, where that is very impressive, and I'm sure he'll shoot up on the ranking. We'll take a look at where he stands next week, and you'll have to get me in touch with him, Ben, if you do have his contact info, or he can reach out to me direct. And I did have to announce the winner. Let me just look here it'll be a $50 giveaway, and that was Ryan Rob 444, username Rocketman44. Congrats on you winning that $50 from GG, a cash game ticket. We'll get that in your account for you, and we'll see you next week for the next episode of the GG Millions. This was episode 35 with Benjamin Rolle, BenCB789 online. Follow him, Raise Your Edge on Twitch and all the good socials. One of the leaders of our game, puts out a ton of content, does a lot of curriculum for poker, and one of the good guys. So Ben, appreciate your time. We'll see you soon, and see you guys next week on the GG Millions.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. Appreciate it.